met the bar, witnessing. Tears fled the head, I'm waiting, I guess she tweet, I guess she confess. She thinking less, not drinking less. Bathroom says, best to get spontaneous. I stereotype, put to rest tonight. Imagine, believe, and achieve, it works. Skyline as I rise like fireworks.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of After the Storm. I'm your host, Matt Clark. Today, we're going to be talking about the Thunder versus the Bulls. The Thunder fell 101 to 106 at Chicago on back-to-backs. And I thought the Thunder did put up a very good fight. Once again, making some bad decisions down the stretch, but without having SGA, what can you expect? But, I want to say that the Thunder, I thought, did a good job. I thought we did have a chance once again. Zach LaVine did not play, so I thought that we'd have a good chance of sneaking in and getting him, kind of like what I thought we'd do last night at the Sixers. But anyway, tonight we started out with Dort, Mann, Giddey, Roby, and Bays. Basically, what I said is, hey, with no LaVine, we just got to play good, solid defense, play good perimeter defense. We definitely got to be more patient on the offensive end, because when we're very patient and we're moving without the basketball and we're not relying on threes, we're really, really effective. But when we don't, that's when we tend to run into trouble. But we got to fall in love with the three. And we got to protect the paint by committee. And what I talk about committee all the time, and I know I say this a lot, but when I talk about playing the committees, that means everybody gets in the paint. That's taking charges. That's when the shot goes up, everybody's got to go rebound. We can't have one guy standing out or two guys standing out on perimeter trying to cheat out and get a nice, easy layup. Everybody's got to go rebound, because if somebody drives to the basket, we have to have somebody come over to try to attempt to block along with the guy that's with them. And that means the other three guys got to crash the boards, because with only two guys on the crashing the boards without a big man to come help us, we're in trouble. So, and then the most important thing is that we have just got to stay aggressive, okay? Because when our second team comes in and they can't fall in love with shooting a three, Poku and Williams is guys, you just can't come in and then start shooting threes. You just can't. You got to run the offense, you got to attack, and you got to get some easy baskets. But I want to say this, that we were 3 for 7 in the first half and missed 3 wide open looks. And we should have been more like 5 for 7, if not 6 for 7, because we missed 3 wide open looks, but we did make shots. And like I've said all along, we don't have to shoot a 3 every single time. But then that being said, hey, pump fake, 1 dribble, pull up, shoot a jump shot. Sometimes 2 dribbles. The NBA guys are a lot quicker, and Dort did a good job today. He missed some threes. Boom, guy ran at him, pump fake. He did 2 dribbles instead of 1, because his shot is slower, because he's just trying to take his time. Like I said, he's still learning, he's still evolving as a scorer, but he's just not quite there yet, but he still is evolving. But like I said, 6 for 12 from inside the paint, and we ended up shooting 45% for the first quarter, which I thought was good. Then, by the other hand, on the other side, they were 0 for 2 and 5 for 11, shooting 38%. So that allowed us to have a lead of 29-22 going after the first quarter. Why? Because we played really good, and then when you had Poku, Lindy Waters, which I don't really understand that. I know he's a shooter, but yeah. Anyways, I'm not going to go into that. Jerome, Williams, and Wiggins, not a bad 5. I know that you got to give Giddey some rest, and I think, Lindy Waters played a minute, 2 minutes here and there, but, he's just not the answer to what we're looking for. He's an OSU guy, and I do like Lindy, but, trying to go in this league and trying to play on that level, he is just not ready for that. But anyway, he spared some minutes here and there, 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, pulling him in and out. Never got a chance to get in rhythm. And so we really haven't had a chance to see what he can and cannot do. Can he guard and can he not? I'm going to leave that to my own thoughts, whether that can happen. But anyway, after the first quarter, Thunder played really good. We stayed aggressive. We did not fall in love with the 3. We were moving without the basketball, which I talk about all the time, which allowed us to take a 29-22 first quarter lead. Now, second quarter, we started out with Poku, Jerome Waters, Williams, and Wiggins. That was the second group that we started with in the second quarter. Once again, I've said this. I like Giddey or I like SGA. So since they're not in there, they putting that role onto Jerome, and I wondered should that be Man instead of Jerome, but they put that off to Jerome to be that guy to run the offense, and I just don't think that he can do it because he's too helter skelter. He's a shooter more than he is a point guard as far as running the offense. He's more of I want to shoot the ball, I want to knock down shots than he is with two. The Thunder was very good early on the defensive end. Because I mean with that group you are long except for Jerome. Everybody else is long. Poku is long. Waters is pretty long. Williams and Wiggins, even though Waters didn't play long, they stuck Man in there pretty quickly after a couple minutes and put Man back in the game. So, but I thought we played really good defensively. But once again, with that offense, with that group, who's going to score? You have Poku, he's going to score here and there, but he's spotty. Jerome, he's spotty. Williams, he's spotty. And Wiggins, whom I like a lot, went from starting lineup to barely playing. So, I don't know if he got hurt. I don't know if he's in the doghouse. But like I said, it's hard to judge what somebody's doing if you're not there watching practice every day. So you pretty much have to go by what the coaches are seeing. And for whatever reasons, Wiggins was not playing a lot. And I like the kid. I mean, he's long, he's athletic, he can get to the rack, he can shoot the three, he can defend. We need more of those guys, but he still needs to work on his outside shot a little bit more to be more of a threat offensively. Defensively, I think he's completely fine. But what happened in the last 5 minutes, we put our starters back in, and we was 48-38 with the 5 minutes to go. And one thing I've noticed is the Thunder, like I had talked about earlier, the Thunder defensively needed to take more charges. Well, we started taking more charges. Even though we got called for blocks, lately we've been getting more charges because the more you do it, the better you get at it, and it also helps. But when you go games where you don't have any charges, you're not getting anybody in front of anybody, you're not a threat to cut off them taking it to the basket, then, you lose that. So the Thunder need to go back to taking more charges and doing that. Offensively, quit throwing cross-court passes. Do a bounce pass. Bounce pass is the best basketball pass ever simply because people are strong here. Here they're decent. Down at their ankles, they're not reaching down because people are tired and people are lazy. Basketball players are lazy. I know that. If you're going to get by me, usually a bounce pass is going to work quicker than it is something side to side and over my head. So the Thunder need to work more of it. The more we do it, the better we'll get at it. But those one-handed passes across left-handed that Giddey tends to throw, you got to learn how to throw bounce passes. You're skilled enough that you can throw some beautiful bounce passes. The more you work on it, the more chances we're going to get because we are moving a lot more without the basketball. So when you're moving a lot more without the basketball and you're cutting to the basket, the object is to get the person the ball. And when the lane is congested, the only way to get on the ball is a bounce pass. If you try to throw a straight pass, somebody's going to get their hands on it. And that's what happened. And, the last 4 possessions, we were sloppy. We were out of control. Giddey really didn't have the ball in his hands. You had Dort going off. You had Baisley going off. You had all these guys. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with people scoring. But it's when you score that makes a difference. And the problem is when you get a couple of easy baskets early, which guys who aren't consistent scorers like Dort and Baisley, they try to do too much at the end when the pressure's on. They just don't have it. I made some shots, I can do that. No. It was in the flow. It was when you got that shot, when you did that. Poku, the same thing. When did you shoot the layup? When did you go? And I don't like him going to coast because you went coast to coast in this particular instance. Then all of a sudden you think you can go coast to coast in the end. Well, it's a completely different set of circumstances with a completely different set of players out on the court. But because you made one earlier against the second team, well, this is the favorite team, not the second team. Those plays, those things aren't going to be open, which causes turnovers. So, but I will say that thank God Baisley was on there because we had 8 blocks and he had 3 of them because he is long and he can block shots. But I just when he tries to go off and do that stupid spin move that he's trying, granted his move and it works every now and then, but the problem is guys are smart. They watch film on you. They know what you're going to try to do. They come over, turnover. So he's just got to work on that. But he's got to tighten it up because he's too out of control and too loose. Dort, tuck the basketball. You got to learn how to tuck the basketball. When you're coming through the lane, you lose too many basketballs cutting through. So, second quarter, 54-50. The Thunder have a 4-point lead after being up 7 to going into that quarter. Now, we scored 29 points the first quarter. We had 25 the second. Chicago, on the other hand, had 22 and 28. And how they got into it was getting their hands on balls. We're trying to throw cross-court passes, no bounce passes. They're getting their hands in the lane. They started getting into rhythm, getting some steals, getting in transition. It absolutely killed us. And when you look at us, we were 6 for 16 from threes, 14 for 35 for 37%. They were 3 for 14 on threes, and 4 for 14 for 29 for 39%. So you got to remember, the first quarter, we were shooting 45%. They were shooting 38%. So what happened is we went down to 39. They went up 1%. But we still played excellent defense, and we did a good job on them. You go into the third quarter, and I thought, wow, what are we going to do? Okay, we have to move the ball, but we have to finish, because in the second quarter, we missed a lot of easy shots. And that's the thing I talk about. If you're not knocking down threes and you're attacking the basket, but you got to finish. And that's the thing about the Thunder. Some games they finish, some games they don't. Why? Because you don't really have players. You have secondary players trying to play primary role positions. Well, that's kind of hard for those secondary. They're your backup guys. You're 8, 9, and 10 on a lot of teams, or our 4, 5, and 6, or our 6, 7, and 8. They're 8, 9, and 10. So those positions make a huge difference when you're trying to match up against somebody and you're trying to finish, which is what happens to us quite a bit. We had to be smart with the basketball in the third quarter. We can't. We got to keep playing in our interior D by committee. Everybody coming over. We did a great job of that, hence the 8 blocks. Somebody coming over, guy comes over the back and blocks the shot, or we do a 1-on-1 right at the rim, meeting him at the rim, blocking the shot, except when Big Boy was coming down the lane. But, we did a great job of that. So we had a lineup in there. We had Dort, Giddey, Roby, Baisley, and Mann, which was our starting 5, which I like Coach D doing that. Whoever you start with in the game, you should start with in the second half. Keep everybody in the flow, because when you start different people, different lineups in the second half, everybody gets out of the flow that they were in the first half. So you want to keep the second whatever you started the game with, you want to start that, keep everybody into the flow that they originally were in the first quarter. But what ended up happening in the third quarter? The Bulls started exploiting our matchups, and who started doing that? DeRozan. I mean, he just did whatever he wanted. Whether Dort was on him, whether Baisley was on him, because Baisley did block his shot, and from that time that he blocked his shot, he just went off on us. Okay? He just absolutely went off on us when he got his shot blocked at the end of the first quarter. I mean, he just decided, okay, I'm just going to take it to us, and that's exactly what he did. He's a guy that shoots very few threes. He's very proficient from 2. Like I said with us, we don't have to shoot 3 every 3 that's given. We can shoot 2s and shoot mid-range and be more proficient. And that's what we need to do, is to be more proficient from the mid-range. But DeRozan, he's just a monster. He doesn't need to shoot 3s. He's averaging 20-something a game, and he doesn't shoot 3s. Why? Because he gets to the line. He's 17 for 18, 15 for 16.
Sorry, could you say that again?
And stuff like that. That's what he does. He's a monster. So that's part of what we got to do. And then at the end of the quarter, what happens? We give the ball to Dort. He had knocked down a couple threes. I'm a three-point shooter. Shoots an air ball. Why? He wasn't catching it and shooting it. He was trying to move off the dribble to be able to score. That's not his game. That is not his game. And I promise you, if you go back and you look at all the air balls he shot, it's usually with him with the ball in his hands. He's trying to move and do something in a hurry. He shoots very, very slowly and very just, let me take my time. That's why he needs to be wide open and there's somebody back off of him when he shoots. If he tries to move where he's too quick, he doesn't have that skill set. That's why he's out of control a lot of times going to the basket, because he's trying to play outside of what his game is. His jump shot is slow, and he's not very proficient going to the basket. Now, can those things be getting better? Sure. But they're done in the offseason. He's trying to do them during the season. It's not going to happen. You improve your game in the offseason. So he's got to go back, get his shot off quicker, work on his ball handling. The first rule of basketball, if you guys remember what I said, ball you man. First rule of basketball, ball you man. First rule, you cannot dribble the basketball in front of you. Guys are too quick, too fast, too long. They will steal it from you, and that's what's going to happen. So, but anyway, Thunder 80-81. in the third quarter. So what happened in scoring? The Chicago had 22 the first half, 22 the first quarter, 28 the second quarter, 31 the third quarter. We had 29, 25, and 26. Once again, we don't have scores. We don't have guys who can score the basketball. Without SGA, getting us 30 points in the quarter has been very tough. Simply because he's the guy that can go get you a basket when you need one. We don't have that guy if it's not him. Your Dort is trying to be it. He ain't got it. Giddey could be, but he's just not. I don't want to say dog. He doesn't have enough dog in him, but that's basically what that is. And when I say dog, that means he's aggressive. He's confident. He thinks he can just beat you under any circumstance, no matter what the situation is. That's what dog. He does not have that in him yet, but he has the ability because when you look at him, he had his second triple-double over the season, but he was 11, 11, and 10. Dude, that needs to be 21, 11, and 10. Not 11, 11, and 10. 21, 11, and 10. Or 21, 10, and 11, which I mean rebounds and assists. That's where he needs to be. 12, 11 points. We're not going to beat anybody. We're going to beat. If SJ is not there, Josh, he has to score 20. He has to be in the 20s in order for us to do that. So, third quarter, they were up to 43%, and we had dropped down to 40. So remember, we went 45, 39, 40. They went 38, 39, 43.5. So they're constantly going up. Why? Because they're shooting more mid-range. They were 2 for 7 that quarter. We were 4 for 10 from 3. 40%, pretty good. But they were 2 for 7, but they were 25 for 48 inside of the 3-point line. So they kill you in the mid-range game. That's what we do. And I know that the Thunder on the broadcast they talked about we have to be better in mid-range defense. Why? Because they're a mid-range team. But when you got guys who can get to their spots, and I've talked about that before, you have to be able to get to your spot to know where you can make a shot. Our guys don't have any clue. You can tell they have no clue what the spot is. But DeRozan, he knows where his spot is. Okay? He knows. White, once again, 0. Killed us here in Oklahoma City when we played him. He killed us there. We have no answer for him as far as guard. We have no when it's Levine, White, and DeRozan, we don't match up with them. We don't have enough foot speed. We don't have enough players to match up with them defensively. We just don't. We don't have the athletes that can go up and match up with them defensively, and then on the other hand, make them tired by pushing them on the offensive end, making them play defense. If you don't make guys who are scorers play defense, you can't wear them out, which is why Dort gets so tired because he's got to guard the best player on the other team, and then he's trying to turn around and be our scorer at the same time. That's a lot to ask for that young man. Now, is he capable? Yeah, he will be at some point. Is he right now? Yeah, no, he's not. But you got to give him an A for effort for going. So going into the fourth quarter, we had Poku, Williams, Dort, Roby, and Jerome. I looked at them like, who the hell's going to score? Where you going to get it? Because Poku, sometimes he's scoring, sometimes he's not. Depending on what the situation is, what team it is, because we all match up with different players, different teams, different ways. Some games you match up with teams that you're going to be able to score and get your shot off and make baskets. Sometimes you're not. He has trouble with guys who are 6'7", 6'8", or 6'8", or 6'9", who are athletic, quick feet. He can't make him change up. They're not going to let him get away with the stuff that he gets away with in transition, which he tries to do, and he can't. The thing is this. We have to take more charges. You got to try it, and we got to do more bounce passes. Guys, bounce pass, bounce pass, bounce pass. We have so many turnovers simply because we're trying to pass the ball through the lane. Work on your bounce passes. Guess what? Just like taking charges, the more you do it, the better you'll be at it. So we got to do that. And, we got to be we're so much more competitive when we're aggressive attacking the basket and we're moving without the basketball. Okay? That's what keeps us in games. That's why lately we've been playing against all these really good teams. They hadn't blown us out. Why? Because we're aggressive. We're not sitting there settling for threes. We're being aggressive with our starting unit. The backup unit is the guys want to come out there and shoot a bunch of threes, and it gets us in trouble. But with 4 minutes to go, it was 90-94. And what happened? Basically, barely hit the iron on a pull-up mid-range that he had hit earlier, so he went back to that shot. But once again, shots that make early, they don't make late. shot a air ball, bam, the backboard, and then he comes down again, shoots and misses another three. So that's 3 possessions in a row that he didn't get anything. And then Dort was out of control. So that's 4 possessions that you didn't get anything. But those 3 possessions in a row where you got Baisley with the ball in his hand, no. And I keep trying to say this over and over again. I like the young man, but he ain't the type of player that you need to. That's why, Kendrick Perkins and, oh my God, I can't think of the other guy's name off the top of my head. That's why they were laughing. They were like, every time Sam Presti picks up the phone, Jerome and Baisley go run to him, hey, put that phone down, bro. Why? Because they're not going to get it done for us. They're just not. Okay? No matter how you want to dress him up, no matter how you want to go, oh, look, like they talked about him, he had a double-double. Well, you played 7 games, you had a double-double in 2 of them. Okay, what the hell you do in the other 5 games? So those are things that drive me crazy about the Thunder. Hey, look at your personnel, be honest. This didn't work, that didn't work. We had Jeremy Grant. When you look at the guys we've drafted who not here anymore, now a lot of it depended was because of Westbrook, no question. But you've drafted well, but these guys aren't here and they go somewhere else and they do really well. And then you draft these guys, Jerome and Poku and Baisley. Come on, guys. We need more of the Jeremy Grants. We need more of those guys that can get in here and can play. But the bottom line is we don't have a closer. SGA was our closer. He's no longer here. For now. He'll come back after the All-Star break. But DeRozan, he just closed on us. White closed on us. We have no answer for neither one of them. But this was the issue, and this is what I talk about. It's 101 to 104. They have the ball with 30 seconds left. That means we're not going to foul. We don't have to foul. All we got to do is play great defense. We did that. We got a corner 3, just exactly what we wanted. But what do I talk about? Long shot, long rebound. But we only had 2 guys in there rebounding. What were the other 2 guys? One ran out to the corner. The other 2 guys are way out to the top of the key. What did I say? Rebound, protect the paint, by committee. Shot goes up. We have to have 3 or 4 guys in the rebounding. I said that early in the very beginning of the game. The very beginning of this broadcast. And what happened? Because we didn't do that, it came back to bite us. They got the rebound. We fouled. They hit the free throws. Game over. Just like that. You play great defense. You do exactly what you were supposed to do defensively, except, guess what? You didn't go there and get the rebound. You got to have the ball. It doesn't do you any good to go the other way if you don't have the ball. Shot goes up, everybody's got to go rebound. You have to rebound by committee. You have to protect the paint by committee. That not just 1 or 2 people. We're not big enough. We don't have an inside presence to do that. And Favors played last night, so there's no way he can go back-to-back nights and be effective. So what do? You had Baisley and Williams in there. No bigs. We have to have some bigs. And we have to have more guys who are athletic, who can long, who can shoot the ball, who are scorers, not necessarily shooters, but scorers as well. That's what you got to have in order to win. So when we look at it happen, Thunder were 3 for 11 that half, or that quarter. We ended up being 11 for 36 total for the game. 23 for 52 for 38%. Remember, we started at 45, ended at 38. We scored 30 points, 24 points, 25 points, and then 21. They went 22, 28, 31, 25. We don't have scores. We don't have scores. That's one thing that I'm assuming we're going to address in the draft is drafting guys who can finish. But those are things we're going to talk about later on when the season's over, where we're going to talk about the college players who are available and who we think that Thunder could draft and who could help us. So, but anyway, once again, Thunder down, lost 101-106 to the Bulls, which is, we lost back-to-back games to the Sixers and the Bulls, and we were in both games. We're in both games. It's not like these teams blow us out, and they're 2 of the best teams in the East. And we held our own because our team is not bad, but we're just missing some pieces. We're having, like I said, your 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th player trying to play 4 or 5 minutes, 4, 5, and 6 minutes. Not going to happen. We got to get better players. But, like I said, the Thunder are proven, but we'll get SGA back. That will help us. But remember, the over-under, we already got it beat. And my projection was 25 games. And everybody thought I was crazy. 25 to 27. That's what I thought we'd win. Everybody thought I was an idiot. and we're at 17 already. And you got to remember, we missed SGA. We'd probably be 23 to 24 by now. I mean, there's at least 3 or 4 games we probably should have won in this break without him that we would have won, that we've lost, because simply we needed him to finish games for us and to have the ball because he's our closer. So, once again, thanks to everybody for watching After the Storm. I'm your host, Matt Clark. Peace. Be safe.